take you now to Cape Town, where the Cape Malay Choir New Year's Eve parade will start as the sun sets over the mother city. Thousands of people are expected to line the streets from Bo-Kaap to Adderley Street as traditional Malay music, drums and marching will usher in the new year. The long-standing tradition is steeped in history, and that's where we found our reporter Mariska Botha, who is tracking this story for us. Mariska, it's always such a beautiful display watching these visuals each and every single year, and I suppose this year is no different?
Absolutely not. And Mongiwe, I just want to say for the record, I had a nice hairstyle, and then the Southeaster decided to show up just as we arrived at the scene here, where everybody's getting ready. And as soon as the sun sets, you're absolutely right, the troops are going to start marching. But let's get the people in who know more about this than I will ever do. The president of the Cape Malay Choir Board, Ziad Hattis. Good evening to you, Ziad. Thank you for your time. You're idling, you're ready to go. We're keeping you up. First of all, explain to us the difference between the Cape Malay choirs and the Kaapse. So what is the difference there?
So, yeah, good evening to everyone, all the viewers from South Africa. So the difference is obviously our people came from the Far East, and the Klopse history lies actually in the West. And if you look at today or to tomorrow on the 1st of January, in a place in Philadelphia, you have the string bands that will be walking in Philadelphia in the colorful clothes and with the banjos, which mimics what's happening currently in Cape Town on the Tweede Nuwe Jaar. We walk on the 31st of December going into the new year, because we bring the new year in with song, and it has been dated that in 1888 the first Malay troop that came from Java walked the streets of Cape Town. That was called the Star of Independence. So therefore we historically still walk on a New Year's Eve to ensure that we're keeping up that culture and the heritage. And what a beautiful place. The only place of significance that our Malay people have is now currently still the Bo-Kaap area. So therefore this year we decided to make more of the Bo-Kaap area, to keep the route more in the Bo-Kaap area, as to then go into the CBD itself.
And the Kaapse, of course, very colourful. It's got the Kuma rhythm, but the Malay choirs is about song, that beautiful, melodic, almost hypnotic song. Why is that so integral to the choirs and so important for the culture?
Because when the choirs are singing songs, they're actually singing of things that really happened in the past. And our forefathers, when they wrote songs, they actually wrote it in a way to hide certain things that was happening on the various farms. You mentioned the word the Guma. The Guma belongs to the Malay people. But what has happened over the years, and over the 40, 50 years, there was an integration between the two cultures. So we have to change that narrative. Cape Malay choirs, or the Malay choirs and the Kaapse, it's two different histories. Yes. It's two different cultures. However, it's practiced by mostly the same people, and because of the integration and because of the District 6 areas, the Bo-Kaap areas, the Claremont areas, the Constantia areas where our people came from, they actually integrated, and then they used to do the same things. Yeah. So they would go out on the New Year's Eve with the Malay choirs, and then immediately on the Tweede Nuwe Jaar they would then put on their satin clothes and their hats, and they would dance in the streets, also culminating and commemorating slavery.
That's a very sad history, but also kind of a taking back of that very sad history, is it not?
It's sad, but today we actually celebrate the history, because it's our people 360 years ago that brought the language of Afrikaans. Yes. Afrikaans was started by the Malay people.
Right here in Bo-Kaap.
Right here in the Bo-Kaap. And with 2025 coming, Afrikaans is being celebrated as 100 years of official language. The Cape Malay Choir Board is part and parcel of that, of the Afrikaans 100 initiative that is happening. And I can tell people, come May 2025, the Bo-Kaap will be on lockdown again, because we are going to put the monument in the form of an A that stands for Afrikaans, and we're part of that initiative. We're proud to be part of it. Afrikaans is ons taal, it's our language, and we sing Afrikaans, but we sing a dialect of Dutch, and we sing the Dutch itself that today is no longer being spoken in the Netherlands. So we're also on the pathway of research. We're also on the pathway now of speaking to the people in Holland itself, that we can now we can now go back to say, how was Afrikaans? Why was Afrikaans born? During the time of sadness, during the time of slavery. But today, we actually celebrate Afrikaans and we celebrate the Malay people.
Can I put you on the spot? Can you give us a little sample of what a Malay song would sound like with the draaitjies in it? Is it possible?
A karinkel.
Okay.
So everyone
It's called a
speaks a karinkel, and the word karinkel, when people hear the muadhin or the person calling people to pray, he makes this Eastern scales.
Yes.
So when we sing Netherlands, or we call it a liedjie, the lead singer sings in an Eastern tone, and the choir would be swaying, mimicking the ships that they came on and the actual the boats that they were coming on the seas. So they would sing. Helaas toen ek een meisie beremin. So the lead singer sings like that, and the choir would answer in a Western tone, meisie beremin.
Oh.
So, and it's love songs, it's war songs, it's sad songs, it's many songs that it's, and this evening is about song.
Yes.
We're trying to bring, as the Cape Malay Choir Board now with a new initiative, we have a hashtag, Legacy Starts at Home. We spoke to our minister and our Mako member early on. We were going back. We need to go back in order for us to go forward. We need to start documenting our history.
Yes.
And our history needs to be documented by our own people. And I'm proud this evening that I'm joined by our minister, that I'm joined by our Mako member of arts and culture, because this is as dear to them as it is dear to us. And we need to celebrate our people. And tonight, I'm so proud that the Western Cape government, as well as the city of Cape Town, is joining the Cape Malay Choir Board in celebrating our heritage and our culture.
Beautiful. Thank you so very
so
much.
much.
The president of the Cape Malay Choir Board, Ziad Hattas, speaking to us there about the importance of this evening. And the song that he actually started singing there is called The Rosa. And I tell you, there's not a dry eye in the house when the Rosa is sung. And as he explained there, the swaying and the singing and the melodic, it's so hypnotic, it's so beautiful. And we expect to hear and see some of that here tonight. And we're very, very excited. I'm going to step out of shot for 1 second so my colleague Josh Jarrock can just show you how gorgeous Bo-Kaap looks. And there's the MEC for Cultural Affairs, Mr. Ricardo Mackenzie and Patricia van der Ross from the city. And we're going to chat to them also a little bit later. But for now, it's back to you in the studio.
Mariska, can't wait to see those beautiful visuals there. As you say, no dry eye as soon as they start. But thank you so much for even that history for us to know the difference between the Malay and the Kapsa. It's important, and certainly, definitely, you know, an important part of South Africa's history there.